Welcome to Revenue Search, everyone.
And then, of course, there's a show called Revenue Search by DSV.
I am such an avid viewer of your podcast.
One of the resources I highly recommend is the Revenue Research Podcast, hosted by DSV.
Hosted by DSV Funds co-founder and CIO Siam Kidd and CEO Mark Creaser.
D'ailleurs, ces podcasts sont animés par DSV, donc on le verra plus tard.
One standout resource highly recommended is the Revenue Search Podcast.
One great role in the ecosystem you guys do, plus you're in there investing. Like, it's just amazing. I love what you guys do.
And their show digs into real numbers, real subnet strategies, and where institutional money is flowing.
Back again for the second time. We need to stop meeting like this, Mark. I can make this revenue stream way better. Hold on. There we go.
Pay attention to what these guys are doing. They also provide a lot of, like you said, really high quality information.
Revenue Search is all about, I want to know, if I put $1 in on this end of the box, how soon does $10 come out that end?
Hier auch einen Podcast zu diesem DSV-Fund. Dieser nennt sich Revenue Search.
And I can confidently say he is one of the brightest minds when it comes to thinking about investments.
They also did a pod with Bitcast.
Hello, welcome to Revenue Search.
I mean, what else is there left to say? It was perfect.
But as you know, I have zero life. I just sit in this chair all day, just looking at Subnet. Guess what?
What? Oh.
Time's up.
I was going to say, at least you haven't got to spend time watering that tree. What's that all about?
I'm in an Airbnb at the moment, and it's fake.
No.
Hey, we are back again for the third Revenue Search today. I think in the future, we should cap it to 2, Mark. What do you think?
I think we should, but I'm buzzing because we've had 2 absolutely fantastic ones. So I'm excited for a third one. We're going to see if we can make it a hat trick of very, very good revenue searches all on one day. I am Mark Creaser, my co-host, as always, Siam. Siam, who have we got today? Who have we got here? It's a very, very busy little screen.
It's very. We have SN88 investing. And it's weird, like when you look at the whole sort of detail sort of area, you get little pockets of like intense fandom, if that makes sense. So you got like the quantum fanboys and whatnot. And I think SN88 is one of those subnets which I think you guys got a bit of a sort of a cult following. Would I be correct in saying that?
We have a lot of supporters for sure.
Yeah, cult is the wrong word, but yeah. Anyway, we have SN88.
Yes.
Strong community. That's what it is.
That's it. Yeah.
But soon to be a major religion.
Very excited. Right. So many people. We're going to need some management here. Josh, kick us off on the introductions, please. Tell us who you are, what your role is at investing, and then we'll work our way along the screen.
Hey, I am Josh Frazier. I am the CTO over at Investing88. So essentially, I am the one that just makes sure that everything's running smoothly, making sure that we're implementing everything on the front end, making sure that I'm connecting the back end with Jake. And I'm just here to make sure that it's all going smoothly. So with that, that's me, Jake.
Well, not so fast, Josh. Not so fast. What was your experience before this?
Okay, all right. So I've been in tech for about 7-8 years. So I actually started off in a boot camp. So I went through that, got to the whole experience of learning fast and essentially just drowning in all the time. But from there, I got into a couple of startups and have been kind of working my way there and exploring different opportunities. So essentially, been wearing many hats in different organizations, but now we're kind of settling in a leadership role to a CTO. So I very much valued my experience in the industry so far. So diving into Bittensor is definitely.
Josh, don't forget about the publicly traded app that you have.
So I also helped with a publicly traded app. Essentially, it was a chiropractic app for one of those companies. Am I free to say what that company was, Glenn? Or
that's up to you, bro. But like,
I made a app that essentially allowed for bookings and kind of like informational things for a company called IMAC Holdings. Essentially, they've had a lot of transition, so unfortunately, the app isn't there anymore because they've kind of gone into a different direction with where they sold some of their stuff. But it was really great to be able to be involved in that experience and kind of change lives in a way that makes things easier. So yeah, that's some of my background.
Your experience. And also, most people don't know this, but Josh has a super smart, super talented girlfriend who's working on a PhD in bioinformatics. Also super hot.
Yes.
Do you guys know? No joke. Do you guys know a show called Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like all the ladies on there, but 10x. So we're trying to get her into Bittensor. If we succeed, that will be our major contribution to the community besides 88.
Okay, Jake, tell us a bit more about your role. Obviously, chief talent spotter, but what else have you got up your sleeve there?
How about Glenn? Glenn, you go next. Glenn is really the glue that tie everybody together and keep us track. We are the techie. Glenn is the man.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, usually my role is chief janitor because I clean up everything that
That's me. Come on,
guys
man.
can't do. But actually, I'm the chief operating officer at the organization. My background, I've been building tech and investing in tech for the last 20 years of my career. First exit was in college, building search engines. First client was actually Google. And so, for me, I've had companies that have been backed by Techstars, Comcast, and the like. When I met with Jake, he really showed me the view that there is a reality here with being able to create and merge finance with decentralized technologies. And I'm really pumped about where that's headed. I think, with Bittensor itself, while I'm relatively newer to the ecosystem, I've been building and launching payments related products and finance products for quite a while.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, is that it?
And now the chief talent spotter, Jake.
It's all you, man.
Glenn is way too laid back. Glenn look like a laid back guy, but also he's a high-powered attorney. In real life, I mean, he practice law in his spare time just for fun.
Yeah. So, so I try to keep my hobbies, but at the end of the day, like, I think the key thing is that, technology has really laid a unique foundation that, in my opinion, like if we get onto the topic of what is the future with AI, man, I'm just going to tell you, like, this entire world is going to change here in the next few years. So this is why Bittensor is so critical to that movement, because decentralization is here. And more importantly, with the tools that AI is able to offer, I just don't see a better platform out there across the entire ecosystem.
True story.
Dead on.
Jake, come on then, Jake. Tell us what's
all
your
right.
investing?
I'm Jake fan, also AKA Infinite Tau. I was a physicist in a previous life, but I saw the light and I switched gear to financial markets. I was an early adopter of Bitcoin, mostly on the mining side, on-grid and also off-grid. In the past few years, I've been advising some of the oil and gas operators to mining of stranded gas, natural gas. It's a highly profitable niche, not only on operation, but also on financials, risk hedging. I recently published a paper on Journal of Investing, and now it's considered a gold standard in the niche market.
Yeah, if you type up Jake Fan Crypto, you'll be able to find it.
Oh yes, if you do a Google search, probably the first link is going to lead to my paper. So that's my recent claim to fame. And then early 2024, I discovered Bittensor, and the rest is history.
Okay, so you discovered Bittensor and you just thought, I want to build something on this?
That's it. Bittensor is it. It's going to be bigger than Bitcoin. I am a believer.
And even before, I would say him and the squad building up 88 itself, Jake has quite a history as a miner. Jake, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, I was just want to get on the nitty gritty of the whole thing and see what exactly it's all about. So in the beginning, I was deeply involved in the trench. Actually had some good models on number of subnets, and that further convinced me of the validity of the whole ecosystem. There's no doubt. Bittensor is it.
Okay, so Bittensor is great. Bittensor is going to be bigger than Bitcoin. What are you building on it? What is your subnet? What does it do? Who's it for? Talk me through it.
So the subnet, the name, if you look at our name and the tagline, basically that's it. It's all about investing and the decentralized asset management. So we have a very unique design and very elegant design following the first law principles, keep it simple, KISS principle. So our miner needs to provide is an allocation table. Can be any asset, can be right now in the beginning, first we started with DTAL because that's our root in the community, DTAL staking. And then you can do stocks, you can do a forex, commodities, US stocks, different country, Chinese stocks, real estate, anything imaginable. And also different time frames, long-term trading, long-term investing, short-term trading, anything in between, different investment style, for example, quants, analysts, anybody, anything in between. There is a spectrum between quants and the analysts. Quants, generally speaking, there's some overlap. The quants, generally speaking, they are the algorithms, and the analysts, they are more about the human insights. And we welcome everybody. So the subnet is all encompassing. It's to me, it's the best approach. And a good example is I think it was last week. Mantis that did a great presentation on novelty search. Very technical, but they are on the right direction. So we're going to be launching. Mostly, they are focusing on forex, short-term forex. I think it was probably hourly time frame. It's kind of short. We prefer longer term. But if any short-term trader that can make it work, we do not discriminate. We are going to launch Forex as one of our next steps. And when that happens, all the miners on 123, they don't need to change anything at all. They can just straight also contribute to 88. Does hope it makes sense?
Yeah, that makes some sense. So
yeah. Also, you guys, DSV, Siam and Mark, you guys are fantastic. You have a impressive track record. So we would be thrilled to have you guys come mining 88. It would be a perfect fit.
So on the subnet side.
Yes. So we have as I said earlier, we right now we have two asset class. One is detail staking, so that you guys could, if you come in, you could be a top miner in no time. We also have US stocks, so if you could, we'd be thrilled to have you guys. No, this is okay. This is a side piece, no pressure, no string attached. It could be on top of or in parallel with whatever collaboration we are going to have down the road. But I think you guys could make a killing on 88 just as miners, and we could, and it's that simple, easiest to start. It's the easiest subnet to get started, but also the most difficult to mine. But you guys have it.
Yeah.
Okay. Go on, Glenn.
Oh, I was going to say, I was like, one of the key things that makes 88 quite unique and special is the amount of effort we spent on our infra in order to create an ecosystem that is, miners don't actually have to put up a lot of compute in order to get set up, to get started with 88. The great thing about 88 itself is the fact that, because of those infra costs, we make it so that while it's probably the easiest to set up, it is one of the more challenging ones because you're really in that prediction market mode, right? And so I think what Jake is alluding to is that, there are various components that make an ecosystem strong. And in particular, being able to understand, I would say, what makes quant firms solid is that a quant firm is kind of like a private lab, right? It's an independent lab where you're creating alpha and you're trying to identify where is the market headed and how do you take your profits. But what's kind of interesting with 88 in general is that it's more of like a scientific community. And what I mean by that is that we are, the core strength of being a decentralized system is that we can bring on talent from literally across the board, and they're able to compete in a way that is open, that is available. And this is why from day one we were production ready. If you pulled up 88 from the very beginning, we made all of our results, especially our raw miner results, available for the entire community and the world to see. And we did that by design.
Yes, we remain the only the detail era subnet that's production ready on day one. Nobody else has it. And also, Glenn brought up a good point. Bittensor is all about the decentralization, right? For most of other subnets, it's a good have. For example, for decentralized compute, if you have 10 GPUs in a centralized location, you are still going to have better performance than 10 GPUs scattered around the globe. But for quant algorithm, it's actually in the math. So if you have a 10-person team come up with one strategy, it actually is not as good as if you have 10 teams, one person each, and come up with 10 strategies competing, and we can then we can apply our own quantum methods and our own machine learning model, and the combination, the ensemble strategy is going to better than it's going to beat the best strategy coming out of single term, single team. The reason is it's in the math. If you guys are familiar with the modern MPT and the CAPM, there's a lot of math involved, but the key point is diversification. There are a lot of actual nuance, but if you diversify and reduce covariance, your strategy is going to be over the top. And this is actually this is a Nobel Prize winning concept by Harry Marquez and William Sharp. Sharp ratio, namesake. So we are definitely on the right track, no doubt.
So a couple of things then. The first is, you can bring any asset to the table here. So
yes, sir.
Who defines which assets you want people to do any kind of forecasting or prediction on, or does anybody just turn up and say this is what I'm going to do? And if so, how does that create value? Who does that create value for?
It's a good question. We have so-called subnet, sub-subnets. So we partition the whole UID space and also emissions into different asset class. Right now, 2 asset class, staking and US stocks, 40-60. So we can actually direct the mining talents into different asset class as depending on the market demand. The staking market is limited, but US stocks, the market is huge, a million times bigger. Staking is already pretty good. So as the subnet evolve, especially from when we started finally attracting investors, the broader market, we are going to adjust the ratio. We call the asset ratio, so we can direct all the traffic, miner talents, and all the strategies into different asset class. So we have some degree of control. In the end, it's a free market, so miner can pick and choose which asset class they want to mine.
Can we just rewind a bit? How would you explain Subnet 88 in 15 seconds? Less than 15 seconds.
Elevator pitch. 88 is a subnet for all things investment with a decentralized approach. If you go to our website, we have some tagline that says it all. So it's a decentralized Wall Street with global talents of quants and AI machine learning experts that provide intelligence. With a broad approach, then we distill all the raw strategy into actionable intelligence.
There seems to be an angry chihuahua in one of your backgrounds, and I can't.
Glenn's looking around like there might be an angry chihuahua.
Yeah. Is it one of my? Is it one of mine? I have 3 of them, so it's
you literally do.
Sorry.
For fear of looking dumb, I mean that boat's probably long gone, but I'm still clueless. Josh or Glenn, can I want to hear, like, can we try this twice more? Like, Josh, what is your 15-second explanation of Subnet 88?
Hey, yeah, so we're a decentralized AUM, so we basically just help forecasting with investments. So we allow, well, Glenn, I will let you do that. I'm bad. I'm terrible with elevator pitches.
That's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, asset management is about being able to see allocations across a whole different group of people. The easiest way to think about 88 is just it's a decentralized dashboard of really awesome strategies that are helping you determine how to invest your money. Simple as that.
So for any asset, basically.
Right now, it's with DTAL, and then the other one is with stocks. Specifically, we chose a baseline of stocks that do not dilute on alpha. So what that means is basically that we pick basically the 70% of the biggest stocks in the United States, in the U.S. market, in order for our miners to be able to allocate strategies against.
Yes, we have the 80% of the U.S. stock market. That's about $80 trillion of the top around the 500 biggest stocks. So there is virtually no degradation of alpha. So Siam, I think I can put it another way. MPT, right? CAPM. It's all about reduce covariance, reduce beta, and boost alpha. So again, the basic concept is diversification. That's for assets. So not only in class, but also cross assets. For example, if you have a portfolio that includes securities, stocks, equity, and a bond, and a crypto, forex, is going to reduce your risk. So that's for the assets. But also, in terms of the strategy, it's the same. If you have, I said earlier, if you have 10 strategies, each is performing okay or good, and then you combine 10 and into one killer strategy, you are going to have 2x, 3 times more return and probably half of the risk. We had a post yesterday. So we have a chart that shows exactly what's happening. If you pull up our X feed, I think this is one of the top posts. So that explains a lot. So decentralization is not only a good have, but it's a killer feature for us.
Okay, so diversification is a big part of your thing, and
yes.
So you said if you have lots of people with different strategies, if you combine them all into one, you have an even better one. But when you apply that to, let's say, the real world, let's look at DTAL. DTAL effectively launched Valentine's Day, and if you were to take snapshots of the best way forward with DTAL in Valentine's Day, 2 months later, etc., the general consensus that you see on Twitter and the Telegram groups, etc., is buy the top 10, buy the top 25, buy blah, blah, blah. And largely, everyone has done that. And anyone that has bought the top 10, top 25 subnets has basically halved their entire TAL portfolio. And so there isn't always signal in the large in the masses, let's say. So, and I know this with like I've got a lot of different wallets myself. I've got a community and I've done lots of different split tests. Every wallet that has had a spread selection, a diversification of subnets has halved. And when you look at the top wallets in DTAL, the top 100, the ones that have played in alpha, they've all halved as well. So how would 88 manage to get a good strategy that would be contradictory? Here's a question. Would a contradictory strategy just be pushed to the side? Or because you always go for consensus?
How much time do we have? That's a 3 hour.
Not long.
3 minutes. 2 key concepts. That's a great question. Number one is time frame. Depending on your time frame. So right now, I think the DTAL, we have a wrong mindset. It's all pump and dump. It's a wrong mindset. Second key, rebalancing. That's the most important. So if you look at the traditional investing, the most famous fund, Rentec, their fund around $100 billion, gigantic, and they rebalance every a few days. So they rebalance their portfolio. That's what, in the short term, that's what we are seeing from our miners. Does it answer your question? They are more, obviously, they are much more involved. We also have our own innovative algorithm to surface the best strategy. So we always have our top 5 or top 10 miners, and we are doing a lot of back testing to hash out the best parameters and the metrics, but in just time frame and the rebalancing.
And how do you score your miners? What metrics are they based on?
We have, if you look at our GitHub, we have all the details. Scientifically speaking, everything is laid out. But key factors, MAR ratio, most important. That's the reward risk ratio. And we also have a what we call LSR. That's basically Sharpe ratio, but more refined. It's scientifically more sound. And we have another metric, which is called odds, based on Kelly's equation.
Okay. And what time period are the miners scored and rewarded? Scored over?
Good question. We have a 30-day window. It's a rolling window. So it's for detail, it's a kind of a short time frame. So it really helps.
Okay, so in a nutshell, you are a decentralized hedge fund where people can effectively it's like a buffet. You're a buffet, a decentralized hedge fund buffet, and you can choose whatever strategies on whichever assets that you wish. Is that largely correct?
Yes, decentralized Wall Street.
Decentralized Wall Street. And
decentralized BlackRock.
Okay. And if DSV wanted to be a miner, so earlier you said DSV would make a killing with you. So what we would simply connect our wallet to 88. You then look at all the stats and our performance over time, blah blah blah. And then if people we're then rewarded based on your scoring. But do you get extra rewards if loads of people use our strategy? Like, how does that work?
You're talking about the emissions. Emissions is inside of the subnet. I'm not sure. There's another side, which is our customers. So we are going to, there's tons of options in terms of revenue. But for mining, you get emissions. You get emissions from the subnet. So what you guys, the only thing you need to do is register a hotkey wallet. Then you submit your allocation, subnet allocation. That's it. And you can update every second, but wouldn't recommend. You can update every few days. Ideally speaking, we are following the Rentec approach. Rebalancing every few days, that would be, as we found out, that would be the best time frame.
Okay, so I've written down what I think you want to be, which is, so the line that I've got here is, our algorithm delivers optimized investment trading strategies for any asset in the world.
Correct.
And then I've got a subline, which is, you said this, halve your risk, double your return.
Not financial advice.
Yeah,
not financial advice.
That's catchphrase. But
when I've written down a catchphrase, Jake. So that is what.
Devil is in the details. I'm a hardcore scientist, so you have to look at the numbers. But generally speaking, that's the gist.
Okay, so talk me through that second bit then. So now we've kind of got like the top bit, optimized investment trading strategies for any asset in the world. At the moment, you're focused on DTAU and kind of 70% of US stocks. How close are we to halving risk? How close are we to doubling return? How are the current portfolios performing?
Okay, so now we talking about the revenue, the long-term speaking, the viability of the business, right? So DTAU, if you look at our roadmap, we have a very well-defined phases. We are also aggressively delivering the roadmap. So DTAU is here now. We can, it's profitable. We have one of the best partnership with Trusted Stake. We had the partnership since day one. Have you guys heard of Trusted Stake? We call them TS. They are one of the OTs. They have a rock solid platform where you can stake your TAU into their strategies. They have a number of well-defined, well-constructed indices. You can do the broad-based index, and you can also do sector index. So detail is here now. How much time do we have? Shoot, we are running out of time. We need to come back for another session, no doubt. There's so much to talk about. So one thing we are planning is a ETF subnet. So what's going to happen, again, the detail landscape right now, it's extremely short term. It's not good for the whole ecosystem. Everybody is looking for the pump and the dump. We are extremely long term. We are focusing on the long term. So a ETF subnet would be a stabilizing force for the whole ecosystem. And not only that, but also it's going to be a critical gateway to attract inflow of outside capital. So you have a new investor coming in, and when they look at Tau, Tau is easy to explain. It's a simple concept. It's a Bitcoin with a purpose. That's how I put it. So it's easy to sell. But then you introduce people to 100 subnet, people's head is going to start spinning. So you sort them on Tau, then you lose them the next minute. What if you have a reliable ETF where they can stake into with reliable return, dividend, long-term growth, low risk? That can be a very attractive option. And it's also going to reduce the barrier of entry and counter the pump and the dump trend we currently have in the whole ecosystem. I know you guys are looking into the long term. So an index approach would perfectly align with the vision of DSV also.
We have got a long-term approach, but in terms of attracting investors to the subnet and into an ETF, the key is always going to be how clearly you can articulate what it is that you do and why somebody should part with their money. And I sense there's work to be done here, because I don't think you've got that clear articulation yet. But the bit that I really want to dig into is the performance. How well are the portfolios inside 88 performing against what benchmark?
The 88, you can see our latest post. The detail is here now. It's profitable. And also detail is a new market and quite inefficient. So you have a lot of opportunities. Phase 2 stocks, we see a lot of potential. And again, we are scientists. We don't go by hype. We go by data, facts. And phase 2, that's about at least a few months to a year period. And assuming our miner and Bittensor delivers, the sky is the limit. You are looking at, again, the AUM, global AUM market, it's $150 trillion market. It's the biggest market there is. And there's no doubt we are going to be competitive. And not only that, if you look at the revenue, approach, future revenue, we have a lot of tons of connections with the high net worth individuals, with institutions, Wall Streets, and also, don't get me started with my Chinese connection. The tons of new wealth. China has neck to neck with America, number of billionaires. They are trading places, and the countless of millionaires. They are hungry for growth. Even more so than Americans. And a lot of them are in my WeChat group. So that's another huge market we are going to get into.
Okay, just a quick sidestep. How will you make money? Because we're 43 minutes in. The questions I really want to know is like, how will the subnet make money, and then what are you going to do with it effectively?
So number one approach, just straight up asset management. It's a $150 trillion industry.
No, how does your subnet make funds, like money?
Oh, that's where. Okay, so right now 88 is independent. That's where all the Mobius fund and all the investors they come in. We are going to attract institutions, high net worth individuals, retail. We have the interactive brokers app coming up. And the second approach, we can be the signal provider. Just like you do. Are you guys familiar with the product from BlackRock called Aladdin? That could be a second approach. And also another approach, which is related, is kind of different, but also we don't mind a buyout. Imagine a subnet, get bought out by, a good example is 41. Shout out to Siam, my good friend. Imagine a subnet get bought out by Polymarket, by BlackRock, NVIDIA, DeepSeek. Imagine what that's going to do, the impact not only on the subnet, but on the whole ecosystem, on Tau itself.
I'm so sorry to ask again, but how does the subnet make revenue?
AUM fees.
AUM fees. Okay.
So like a management fee, performance fee split.
Yes, exactly. And secondly, signal provider. These are not mutually exclusive. We can do both.
So you can charge people for the signal. So you'll have miners that are producing portfolios that are effectively producing forecasts and predictions and strategies that people can pay and then fund those portfolios themselves, or they can add they can deploy into your AUM and pay performance fee, management fee that way.
Exactly. Just like just like BlackRock, they manage their client assets, but also they provide signals to third parties.
Okay. So you have your own separate fund, and that's what Mobius fund you said there.
Yes, sir.
And is that part of Subnet 88?
It's independent. We are backed by Mobius fund and investors. They are tightly regulated, so we can't speak on their behalf.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. So Mobius fund is nothing to you guys. They're backing Subnet 88.
Yes.
And any AUM that goes into there, you have a performance fee and an asset annual management fee.
Yes. So here's a story to make sure. Right now, 88 is independent. That gives us complete freedom. But once it's proven, it's going to be folded into a Mobius fund, and then we can go from there. Sky is the limit. But until it's proven, it's best to keep it independent.
So
again, I'm still skeptic, but also personally, I'm highly optimistic.
Okay, and so the miners in your subnet, there's basically no infrastructure costs, are there?
Zero cost to get started. Yes.
Yeah. So okay, so that means so there'll be far less sell side pressure from the miners because they haven't got like huge electricity bills to pay like a compute subnet.
Oh yes, absolutely. And so if you look at our price movement, we have much less selling pressure, precisely because we designed the subnet to offload all the infrastructure costs from the validator and also miners onto owners. So the Mobius fund is actually footing a lot of infrastructure cost. And also, not only that, we have a vibrant community, so very supportive community. We learned a lot from our miners. They truly believe in the subnet. They believe in the concept. That's why they are holding themselves. And also,
Okay.
I want to mention one thing. If you have any doubt about the Bittensor, whether it has a future, we have our internal tracking of all the miners. You know where they come from? They come from a lot of Chinese, Vietnamese, Russians, all the smartest, most badass country. If you have any doubt, that's it. That's the proof that Bittensor is it. And most of them, they don't speak much, because of culture, probably also language barrier, but they are there. The miners are the key, the most important part of Bittensor. Miners are royalty in 88. Without the miners, Bittensor is nothing. But with miners, with all the top talents, there's no doubt Tao is going to the moon.
So when you start bringing in some revenue to 88 from all the different fees and the signals, etc., what will you do with all that money?
Okay. Jeez, this is a huge topic, not only for us, but for the community. We are going to. Are you asking about revenue and a buyback? Is that
Yeah, like earlier today, we had a really good thing from Mog. Mog's new Alphanomics is pretty cool. You then have Ridges that are doing sort of like equity type play. Then you have Fish on Siam, who's just doing buyback and burn. So like loads of subnets are doing lots of different things, and we're just sort of curious where you sit on that.
Yes, sir. I'm putting on my fake glass to. This is a really huge topic. Well, we have plans for buybacks, no doubt, and the revenue is coming. So we need to look at the concrete numbers. Everything needs to go by the numbers, no doubt. It's in the planning. But in terms of buyback and minor emission burn, I want to say this. I had some interactions on Discord with Cons and a few others early on. Don't get me wrong, DTAO is a fantastic concept, but if there's one flaw, if we can change one thing, we should pay miners with TAO, not with alpha. If you can make this one change, it's not going to be easy, but it's still doable. If we can make this one change, then emission burn is going to go away overnight. Selling pressure is going to stop. And the buyback is going to be optional. Right now, everything that goes wrong, selling pressure comes from this design. If you pay miners with top, not investors or owners. So emission burn, I'm not a fan. Emissions, we are talking about burning minor emissions. Miners are the key to Bittensor. Minor emissions, they are wages, basically wages to the miners.
Yeah.
We should not be burning. And secondly, buyback, I'm not against it, but we need to be very careful. If you look at business, all the business in the real world, NVIDIA, Microsoft, Google, they all have buybacks in terms of for stocks, but they are matured company. It's a game that only matured, hugely profitable business has the luxury to play. But for startups, if a startup and if a startup is doing buyback, real business, you're going to be lynched by your investors. The investors do not care about the buyback. They want to see their return. They want to see their growth, 10x, 100x. They want to see every single penny of your revenue goes into business, goes into growing your business, goes into growth. The perfect example is Tesla. Tesla has been was bleeding, was never had a profit year after year, but bleeding huge amount of capital year after year for 20 years. At the same time, they are the hardest stock on the market. So I think right now asking for buyback is too soon. every single subnet, they are a startup. We should be asking them to laser focused on their business, on growth. Bittensor is not crypto. Bittensor is bigger. Bittensor is going to be bigger than Bitcoin. If we want to get there, we got to take the long-term approach. We have to have the long-term vision. And if there's a one takeaway, in my view, if there's one thing to change, is this. Ask for one good time frame to ask for a buyback. You know what? Ask for a buyback at the first halving of the subnet. That's a good time frame to ask about a buyback. If any business is not making any revenue in 4 years, then it's questionable. But in the first 4 months, that's way too soon.
In fairness, Jake, Siam wasn't asking about buybacks. Siam was just asking what your value capture mechanism is for your subnet. Everyone's got something different. Some people are using buyback and burns. Some people have got more innovative, different solutions. What's yours? Where is the value going to accrue? When revenue starts flowing in, where's that going to go? Are you going to support your alpha token? Is this an extractive subnet? Is it just going to sit with the equity holders? Where's it going to go?
The revenue, as I said, growth, that should be the main focus for every subnet, including us. We're also going to have, depending on the amount of revenue, part of it is going to go back to the subnet, supporting the miners, because miners live off emissions. So we want to support our miners. They are number one, no doubt. They are above and beyond everybody else. And if it helps investors, that would be the side effect.
Okay. Okay, there we go. And anything else that we need to know? I think we've broadly got our head around the subnet and what the subnet is setting out to do. We know where the revenue is going to flow in from, and we have got a view there on, that the miners are the number one priority, and the alpha holders would be a pleasant side effect, if you will. Okay, well, I've got it. So yeah, optimized investment trading strategies, any asset in the world. At the moment, we're doing detail, and we're doing a lot of US stocks. There's
70 trillion stocks.
Sorry?
80 trillion US stocks.
80 trillion US stocks. And then, so the miners can put kind of their asset tables together on any time frame. And then we're going to use those signals to sell the signals and to trade with as our own hedge fund. We'll build up the AUM of that hedge fund. You've got the WeChat chat with all of the big boys, the big cheeses. They're going to be transferring their cash in when the signals are right. AUM is going to go sky high. You're going to be getting the management fees. You're going to be getting the performance fees. You're going to be selling the signals, and then we're going to be rewarding the miners so that you can really be like the place, the optimized place for the very, very sharpest signal on every asset on the planet.
Yes, sir. That's pretty much it. It's like a BlackRock, but we call it Rainbow Rock, decentralized BlackRock.
Yeah.
And George, Glenn, sorry.
This is assume World War III doesn't start.
We haven't got time for that now, Jake.
Okay. Hopefully not ever.
Yeah. So Josh, Glenn, do you guys have anything else to share or anything we've missed?
I think some of the top things, we're really in the very early innings of the development of the subnet. I think what I'm really excited about is being able to launch ability for trades on the platform. I think that's going to be really fantastic. Some of the things that's behind the scenes that we're really waiting to be able to share is around how we're going to be able to package a lot of our solution set as a signal provider to some of these other larger funds. We have many discussions right now on that, and so it's really quite fantastic. Now, the time frame for stocks, which is probably the most interesting of the batch, right, still requires a little bit of time, but the the fact that we're able to kind of showcase this consistent review of growth on the charts themselves is really speaking volumes. So there's a good amount of interest, and I think the key for us is being able to offer differentiation in what we're selling on the market, and that's something that I'd love to be able to share probably on another discussion. I know what I'd like to be able to do is kind of like walk through what that process looks like, how we're packaging that, and more importantly, like what does this mean from an economics perspective for the subnet?
Nice.
Yeah, well, we would welcome you back on another revenue search anytime. That's we're here to provide that service really as a bit of a foghorn for any message, any update, any announcement that the Bittensor subnets have got. My one hesitancy with that here is that I think you've got something that's very, very common across all subnets, which is subnets tend to be a group of extraordinarily clever people that are solving something that is almost inexplicable to most.
Yeah.
And yet you're working in it day in, day out, and it becomes the norm for you. And the language that you use and the terms that become second nature to you are completely foreign, completely alien to most people. And that leaves you with a big challenge, which is a communications challenge. And every subnet needs to work out how to bridge the gap between their understanding of something and an everyday investor's understanding of something. And I think there's much work for you to do to be able to deliver those elevator pitches with more precision, more charm, and so that people can understand exactly what you're solving for and how that's going to make a difference. And on revenue search, the three things that we're interested in: what do you do? How's that going to make money? And what are you going to do with that money when it comes in? And those are really the three big questions. And I think this has been a really, really interesting conversation. I think we've talked around a lot of stuff, and it's really clear to me that you guys know what your plan is, and you know exactly where you're going and how you're going to get there. And I actually weirdly feel confident in your ability to deliver on your plan. But whilst my confidence is high on your ability to deliver on your plan, if somebody was to ask me what that plan was, my confidence would be very, very low that I would be able to articulate that in a very positive, I'm definitely right, this is what they're doing way. I think I'd be second guessing. So I think that you've got a challenge on your hands there. Attracting investment is not easy, and it is much about the message as it is about anything else. And I think there's a challenge there around narrative, but I'm up for helping. If there's a way, if I'd be interested in looking at the copy that you're using on the site, at an investor deck, at anything that we can, and help you guys to just show you where we don't understand it, and let's try and find a form of words that articulates it better.
100%. We are coming back for another deep dive, and also possibly introducing. We can bring in trusted stake, introducing the ETF subnet, and also we have a number of other subnets planned out. We're going to come back for probably every week.
Every week.
Every month, if not every week. Every day.
If you're going to come back every week, Jake, I'm going to buy you a microphone myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need a setup like Glenn. Glenn's on national radio there. Smooth as you like. Right, we're going to draw a line under this. Josh, Jake, Glenn, thanks ever so much for your time. We really, really appreciate it. I look forward to welcoming you back onto another revenue search in the coming weeks and months. It's going to be fun.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Cheerio.